Hey, what's going on, my friends? It's Dave Sharpe. Welcome to Wake Up Legendary. And you guessed it, yet another amazing guest this morning and marketer from our community. This woman is in a unique and fun niche or niche. It is the travel one. And she's going to share with you how she's turning a traditional business into an online offer that she can scale, and also that looks and feels different than the traditional travel agency that is really not something that you think about using anymore nowadays. Driving down to the local travel agent, right? Sitting in the office, booking a trip with them. If I'm not mistaken, that's one of the first episodes in Fargo, if I'm not mistaken, or was he an insurance agent? Anyways, one of my favorite series, if anybody's looking for a great series to watch. You don't always have to look at the new stuff. Sometimes some of the older stuff is good. Fargo, highly recommended. With that being said, totally off topic, please help me welcome to the show our actual guest and the real live star of the moment, Melissa Singletary. What's going on, Melissa? Good morning.
Good morning. How are you?
I'm fantastic. You said it was 7 a.m. where you're calling in from. Tell us where you're calling in from.
I'm calling from right outside Portland, Oregon in wine country, Newburgh. So.
Nice, nice. And you're drinking coffee, not wine this morning?
Yes, coffee, not wine.
Okay, okay. Just
Even
checking.
for me, it's a little early.
I wouldn't judge you if you were. I'd say, wow, rough weekend, but hey, it is what it is.
Yes, no, just coffee this morning.
Are you a basketball fan? Did you watch any of the finals last night?
Did not. I am not a huge basketball fan. Baseball, all over it, but not basketball.
So. Yeah, okay. We won't talk about that then.
Right.
But congratulations, OKC, Oklahoma City Thunder. Really great young team.
Won, so there you go.
Huh?
I did at least know that they won, so that's something.
Yes, and it was a great, wonderful team, wonderful example for young athletes, great sportsmanship. Just a lot to talk about there. But we'll focus on you for right now, because this is about you and what we're doing and not the NBA and what they're doing. Those dreams...
And then we could have talked about it, but I didn't know. So,
well, more importantly, more people here are trying to figure out how to build an online business rather than go to the NBA. So we'll stay focused right here where we're at. So what made you want to get involved with online marketing, and what led you ultimately to coming here to try to learn from us?
Well, I think it's that dream of getting to do my own thing and getting to set my own hours. I have 2 little ones, and I was working full time and just like passing them off to babysitters, and it just, I didn't like it. I didn't like that I never picked my kids up from school. And one day, I asked my youngest, she was 3 at the time. I said, "Can you go get dressed?" She's like, "Sorry, mommy, I have a phone call. I can get back to you later." And I was like, "Oh, shoot." Like, she's heard me say that too many times. And so I wanted to build something that was mine and that I was putting my time into. And, there's so many people in the world that are out in online, and just getting to connect with new folks and getting to have a different audience than just the people that I knew was really enticing and interesting. And just that way. And I started with one of the challenges a couple of years ago. That's how I found you through somebody on Instagram. And I was digging through the blueprints when I quit my other job and was starting this one, and was like, yeah, this gives me some tools that I don't have, and can help me build something that I didn't know how to do on my own, or I could have figured out, but it would have taken me forever. And so, that's kind of where I got started and how I found you. And now I've moved into the mentoring group, mentoring group. And just having that support has been amazing. So still early in my journey for sure, but I feel like I'm on the right track at least.
Sorry, I was talking with my microphone muted, which I often do to try to make myself look as unprofessional as possible and my guests to feel as uncomfortable as possible. But anyways, I'll try not to do that anymore. So I like to though be live as I make mistakes, so all of you can see and remember though that you don't have to be perfect. Because after all, we are teaching people from scratch. Think about this, what we're doing here, Melissa, because it's quite extraordinary. And what you've done is a perfect example. What you're doing, uh, brand new people who have never been on camera before, who have never had or built a business before, who have mostly been in employee situations and been employees of companies or multiple their entire life.
Mhm,
And they're making that jump from employment to entrepreneurship. They're trying to live the American dream.
mhm,
They're trying to get their slice of the pie, if you will. And that doesn't have to be a lot. It's only a very small sliver in the grand scheme of things, right? I mean, if you think about it, the amount of money that we send to other countries or spend on wars and so forth, God, we could divide that up and probably write a check to everybody in the country, and they'd be a lot better off. But that's not how things work.
mhm,
How things work is that, as a matter of fact, we go to work, and then some of those things that we pay the government to give our money away and spend it on whatever they see fit. So there's it not just anybody can get into business and succeed. It takes training. It takes
mhm,
mindset training. It takes marketing training. It's not it's not hell, it's not easy to get a job,
mhm.
let alone easy to be an employer of the job, to
Right.
create a business. So what would you say, and how would you describe that journey from employee to entrepreneurship going for you? What would you tell somebody about it if they were wondering what's up ahead, and they aren't able to see the light at the end of the tunnel, or what you've seen so far?
Right. Well, I think that, you don't know what you don't know when you're starting something up. And so finding people around you to help you and help guide you and give you some insights is super helpful because otherwise you're going to make big mistakes. Or you're just going to have to go back and redo things. So that for me has been really helpful. I had a friend who started a business similar at a similar time. And so we kind of were able to navigate that together. And then of course I had all the resources with Legendary. So that was a huge piece is stopping and saying, I don't know what I'm doing right now. I need somebody to help me so that I can set this up right and do this the best way to make the most progress as fast as I can, even though it's so not a fast process. Um, I think that's the other thing is just realizing it's not a fast process. Like
Yeah.
this is, you show up every single day. And, when I worked for someone else, I got a paycheck whether I worked really hard that day or not really hard that day. And
Mm,
this is if I don't do this, it's all on me. Like I don't have anybody else to go back on or, to blame for not getting it or not succeeding. So it's all on me. And yeah, I have way more flexibility on my time, but I work way more than I did before. I just work at weird times when kiddos are in bed or occupied with something else, then I just figure out how to make it happen. So I think my commitment to my work has totally shifted. Even though I was super committed to what I was doing before, it has a different weight to it now because it's mine and
yeah.
I'm responsible for it. And that's really wonderful and big at the same time.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, and there's a lot of people who are making a lot of awesome comments. Joe Castro said this jump from employee to self-employed is more difficult than some might think. We have been trained to be employees for so long, at least for me. It's a total reset of mind. Joe, thanks for that. What do you say in response to that, Melissa?
100%. I agree because you're thinking about all the things. It's not just doing your one task, your job description. Your job description is exploded, right? So you have to be thinking about all the different things and looking in all the different pockets and making sure that you're paying attention to all of it. I think when you get really single, just focused, which is good, but you can't forget everything else that's coming too. And so I would just that my job description, it just changed insane, just
Yeah.
to look at what I'm responsible for and what I'm paying attention to. And
Yeah,
yeah.
there's nobody else to pass it off to, right?
No.
Which means there's, as some have said and are pointing out, and we know this, right? This is why we want to have a business because it's got unlimited upside, yada, yada. Yes, it does. And it's got, downsides too, that when everybody else goes home because that's not their job to do, or their shift is over, guess whose shift is not over?
Right.
Yours.
Right.
Guess who doesn't care whether you got paid a paycheck this year or not? The various vendors that you owe. The world is cold in the sense that the excuses that you give yourself every day and accept, the world won't accept. And that's a harsh reality. That's a tough pill to swallow sometimes, because we can feed ourselves BS all day long and eat it up. Num, 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 num. Yeah, I believe all of that. That's my story. But when we go to try to feed that to like clients or people in the real world, they don't accept those same excuses. That can be rather shocking.
Right.
And it's like, oh, damn, people are not playing by the same rules that I'm playing with. I need to level up. Right. And I think that's part of that mental reset that we're all talking about right now. There's a lot of parts to that.
Yeah.
There's the accountability. There's the realization that nobody's coming to save you. That's probably been one of the more powerful, even if we join a community, even if we hire coaches, it's still our responsibility.
Right.
To show up. That's professional. That's high level. Think about every professional arena. Yeah, there's going to be support staff and coaches and all this, but the player's got to be taken. Player can't just go home and eat ice cream all night and do nothing and then come to the gym and expect that the coach is just going to be able to liposuction the fat off of their body. Right. And keep them in tip-top shape to be a $50 million a year quarterback.
Right.
So, and I'm talking about even the lowest paid professional athletes are required to go home and take care of themselves the same way that the $50 million a year quarterback is. Because guess what? If the $50 million quarterback gets hurt, guess who's coming in?
Right.
So there's a level of accountability, I think, that may not happen. It does in those high level jobs when you're getting paid tons of money. But if you're coming from a job to where it's an average to, either not even middle management, but somewhere middle management or below, most of the time, you don't have that job because of you. You have that job because they needed a body.
Right.
You only begin to get into unique and specialized money in a job position if you have unique talent. The only other way to get rich is to own a business.
Right.
You have to have super unique talent like professional athletes, or they're giving rumored, Meta's offering open AI developers $100 million to come over and work for Meta to develop their AI. My point here is that there's a different level of accountability that's required from you, and that can be a wake-up call for some people. I want to shift a little bit to your offer. You've got a unique offer. I'd love for you to explain briefly what the offer is, what you do for people, and why it makes sense for people to use yours. As a matter of fact, I'm loving your offer and would be an ideal client for your offer, and maybe in the near future. Tell us exactly what you do, because what you do is rather, it's traditional, but you're putting a unique spin on it.
Yeah. So I help people who don't have the time to plan their travel. They don't know how to plan their travel, or they don't want to plan their travel. And so I put together trips and experiences and opportunities for people to explore the world together. And I do it for free. So that's I know, too good to be true. It's not too good to be true. So I'm trying to kind of just take a different spin on like you said, a traditional travel agent, and really designing experiences and trips for people who want to do it, but don't want to do it themselves. It's a ton of work. Somebody can spend up to like 30 or 40 hours just trying to put a simple trip together. And most people don't have that time. And it also is a ton of research. And you go down those Google rabbit holes, and then you get on like Facebook groups about where you're headed, and you ask a simple question and you get 400 people's opinions. And that's just time consuming and overwhelming. And so I take all that off the table. You can tell me where you want to go. I've got tons of resources, tons of connections of places that we can send that are relaxing and fun and all the things that you want out of your trip. So,
and kid friendly as well, right? Because you
yeah.
have children and have
Yeah.
traveled with children.
Yeah. So we've traveled with our kids a ton, and that's kind of where this all started was, oh my gosh, my little people are such fun travelers. And I have friends that are like, I'm never leaving home. It's too much work. And I disagree. I think we've had some amazing trips together. Now my kids are great travelers. Like they'll handle a super long flight. They're great in airports and in cars. And so we've kind of developed the systems and made it happen. So that's kind of my like passion, is like teaching families to travel and helping them travel with little ones. But I just want everybody to get to see the world. I think it's been so meaningful to me in my life. And, life is short. Like, let's see what it all looks like. So
Now, tell us how, help us to understand the business model a little bit in case we want to become clients.
right.
And also, just because this is a business and marketing podcast, help us to understand how you're implementing the business models and marketing strategies, but specifically the models.
Yeah.
Is the core four somehow integrated into this whole process?
Right. Yeah. Well, and I've had to shift a little bit because I kind of started with just my offer. Here, I'll plan your travel for free. And that works really great for people that I know really well. The trips I've planned are people I have relationship with. But online, it's really kind of doing that lead magnet of, let me teach you how, and then here's a course. I'm, doing a live course, and then re-offering that. And then within that is the offer to actually plan their trip. So it kind of becomes that tiered model of the core four. And so the business model is really, what I really want is plan trips for people. Those other things are just the lead to get there.
Yeah, I mean, and ultimately what I'm really talking about is, how is it free? It's free
Right.
because you're doing affiliate marketing.
Yeah. And
I
it's
mean,
because I get paid on commission by the
right.
trips.
At
Right.
no additional cost to the client.
Right. Right.
So, like, a lot of you all are sitting here thinking that affiliate marketing is only happening in maybe this one niche. For example, the make money online or the online marketing niche, the one that legendary marketer exists in. No, this is an example, which I wouldn't have guessed. Usually I'm thinking health, wealth, relationships.
Mm-hmm.
I'm thinking courses. What are the most common courses that we see? Well, it's skill-based courses. Or things of, so then we get into physical products. What could I be an affiliate for? Oh gosh, I didn't realize Amazon has an affiliate program. I could be really an affiliate of any physical product in the world that sells, if it sells on Amazon. And oh, by the way, I realized that other thing that I love to use, and this other thing, I scrolled to the bottom of their website, and they have an affiliate program as well. Didn't even realize that. Now I'm scrolling to the bottom of every website, really realizing damn near every company has an affiliate program. But hold on a second, because what you did, and this is obviously how the travel agency world has worked since the beginning of time. I just didn't realize it. Is that travel agents are literally affiliates of the dadgum hotels and the resorts.
Yep, they are.
And they're getting a freaking affiliate commission for connecting a dadgum customer. So, I mean, people, it's limitless. It's unbelievable. And it's right under our noses all the time, is what I'm flabbergasted about.
Yeah, it is. And it sometimes packaged different, but that's essentially what it is. And only by in my industry of signing up to be a travel agent, essentially, I have like thousands of affiliates that I just kind of joined. I didn't have to go through the online process. And then you just find the good fit. That's what I think is cool about what I get to do, is I'm not necessarily trying to do just one thing, but I have so many options and they're all just a little bit different. And so I can go and find that for people, which is, I think, is really unique. It's not, I'm like, I have one cruise line that I am the only affiliate for, and so I'm trying to funnel everybody into that trip. That's not the case. Like, I'm able to find stuff that fits people really well, and it's really hearing what they want. And I love that. Like, I think that's one of the things that is so fun about what I get to do. So
Yeah, it's a great offer, and it's like a no-brainer for people. And if you guys want to try this out, you guys can go over to All Hail the Travel Queen,
yeah,
or which is a new profile
yeah,
that you're creating, which I love. Creating multiple accounts, multiple themed pages. But go over to that account. You can shoot Melissa a message. I think you also have, they can DM you on that profile, Queen, and you'll send them some freebies, or points, and you'll send them some freebies.
yep,
So you guys can go over and to either one of her, the.singing.suitcase as well, and send her a DM, and she'll have some automated messages, I'm sure, that will send some information to get you started and help you to realize that you can travel, which is something that I'm realizing. And I have 2 trips right now that were already booked before I met you. But it makes so much sense to use somebody like you, to use you in this case, right? Because now I know you and I know what the service entails. And it's like thinking about, I'm thinking about a trip that I planned one time to Vegas, and how much time I spent on that trip sitting down, planning, doing research about all the shows that I wanted to see, the restaurants that I wanted to go to, all the different things, right? And yeah, my gosh, tons of time, and not just 40 hours straight, broken up.
right.
So
Over
it,
months. Mm-hmm.
yeah, you got to keep coming back to it. And so I love it. And what you have is a unique offer that so many of us come into this business and immediately see all of the opportunities for various products we can promote, or niches that we can promote, and oftentimes forget about our own expertise or experience, and how we may be able to use those skills or that business like you're doing, and evolve it into an online marketing model, whereas it used to be a traditional, right? You walk into the travel agent, and you
Mm-hmm.
know, that's a cool thing. That's how we adapt and adopt new technology. And by the way, if any of you are feeling like, oh wow, yeah, that kind of feels like me, I wonder if I have any expertise or knowledge or experience that I could turn more into either content or a full-blown business inside of a niche. Go do our new AI business builder challenge, because what we're going to do is take you through the very beginning and have AI help you to extract some of your experience and expertise, and help you to determine if there's some avenues that you could take, utilizing, some information experience that you already have, that you feel a little bit more comfortable talking about, instead of going into a niche where you don't have any experience. And Melissa, I think although the content game and the audience building game isn't easy
Mm-hmm.
for you, have you tried other niches? And is that your story too, of also kind of settling into this niche that you had some experience in, and saying, let me build upon and take something that maybe I didn't see as a huge opportunity? Or did you see the travel business being an online business from the get?
No, I didn't start an online business before this. I had done all like with the blueprints and with the challenge, I'd made my list of all the things and tried to kind of visualize how can I create content every day about this. And it just never felt like it fit right. Like it never felt like I could talk about this every day. I think I remember somebody saying that along the way, like, make sure you pick something that you can talk about every single day and not get sick of it and feel like it's, something you're excited about.
Mhm.
And until I hit that travel piece, it was like, oh, that's it. Like that's the thing that I can talk about every day. And I've never run out of content ideas. Like I have so many. It's so easy. In fact, I have to scale it down so I'm not like all over the place. But it makes it so much easier when I'm passionate about it and it's something I want to do. And
Yeah.
then it was a no-brainer to turn it into something online. Like then it was like, oh, that just makes sense. Like I can
I
see
love
how
that.
those overlap now. So it was just kind of this big light bulb coming on. And it unfortunately took me longer than I probably needed it to get there. But that's my journey. So, now we
And,
just,
you can also then splinter or cross sell other things even from a travel brand. And that's what I don't think people realize is that it's better to talk about in your content and choose topics that you can talk about and that are natural and you do know more things about,
Mhm.
and then figure out how to promote other things that you may have originally thought don't particularly go. For example, you know a lot more about travel than you do about making money online or
Right.
online marketing, right?
Mhm.
So for you to start a business and a channel and start creating content about online marketing wouldn't be most ideal because you can't talk about that all day. It's
Right.
forced content. Every piece of content's a struggle.
Mhm.
Whereas you know about travel, you
Mhm.
understand travel, you could talk about it all day. You're passionate about it. It'll be more fun
Mhm.
for you, and it is more fun for you to create that kind of content. It will be better. This should be a light bulb moment for a lot of people. I'm gonna try to talk slow, even though I'm excited. It would be better, and it is easier for you to figure out how do I, if I've got this audience that I'm building that follows me for travel content, I wonder if I could ever promote a course about making money online or building online marketing skills to these people. What if I told them that you see this online business that I am running that allows me to travel so much? Well, it's because I learned these skills and I learned how to do this. If you're interested in something like that, figured I'd just drop it to my audience
Mhm.
because I know you guys are looking for valuable stuff all the time. You think that might be something that they might be interested in?
Yes, they would be.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So it's easier, friends, to build and create content and ads, which are what we're doing every day. It's just we're either pitching or we're not pitching in them, but they're all a form of advertisements. It's just content. All content is advertisement. I mean, it is.
Mhm.
The first season of Ozark was advertising the second season.
Right.
That's all it is. It's just an advertisement is the goal is to get you to keep watching. So it's easier to create advertisements and content about things that we're passionate about and then figure out how to sell something
Mhm.
instead of. Now, it's important to understand the back end selling, to understand the selling process, to
Right.
understand how those sales are going to happen.
Right.
But picking the product is not the business, friends.
Right.
In picking the niche, that's strategy. That's a decision.
Right.
Then you go to work on the plan. That's ultimately the business plan. So, so you're on your way now. What are you most excited about over the course of the future now? How is the future different than the past?
Well, the possibilities are endless, right? So, I mean, I already have how does a mom start a business online? Like that whole knit area is already brewing in me, right? So, got to get one off the ground before we start another one. But like, I think I feel like I've got the foundation set. Now it's just playing and tweaking with my advertisement and my marketing and saying, I know that people are out there that want to do this. And so I just need to find them and figure out what is it that's going to reach them, and what's going to be the message that gets them excited. So for me, I'm excited because I feel like I've got all the groundwork in place, and now it's just getting it all out there and tweaking it, and having fun with sharing that message. So and of course we have to travel more to have more to sell, more to share with people. So that's always
Yeah.
a good
Yeah.
perk on this end. So yeah, I feel like I did it. I feel like I made the transition, and I'm not rolling in, money yet, but it started, and that train's kind of starting to go, and I can feel it. And it makes it easy to get up every morning and to work my tail off all day, and see what I can do. So,
Yeah.
yeah, it
Love
is
it. Love
exciting.
it. Love it. Well, congrats and keep up the great work. And yeah, I love your service. I will be a future customer of your service here. And, I hope that everybody goes and not only learns from how you're being so creative with, following a niche that, you do have some expertise. It's a bold move, right? A lot of times we want to go start something new. And man, sometimes there's a lot of value in looking at what's existing and how we can evolve it or how we can grow it. And so, congratulations. And yes, staying focused, starting and getting one thing off the ground and then seeing that through. Sometimes we realize that we don't even need to do the second thing,
Mhm.
or there's not enough time. It was a great idea. It'd be great in theory. Perhaps we pass it off to a mentee.
Mhm.
Perhaps we give that idea to somebody else. Perhaps we fund that idea or
Mhm.
invest in that. I mean, we have options, right? Cash flow is king. Cash flow creates options.
Yeah.
And the way to create cash flow in a business is long-term, boring commitment and seeing it through. And so, yes, the toughest time to do that's the beginning.
Mhm.
And you're in
Yep.
that chapter right now, and you've got the best attitude, and you're taking the right actions that are creating the micro um, results for you. Like you said, not the big $1 million windfalls, but
Mhm.
the micro results that you can see. You're clean, you're clear, you're sober, you're noticing those. That's good
Mhm.
because those keep you alive, right? Those keep you alive in those early days. If you miss those small miracles, sometimes I say, don't quit until the miracle happens.
Right.
And somebody's like, I'm about to quit, Gabe. I've not had a miracle. And then I say, well, let's look at your path. And then I say, well, that was a miracle. You didn't notice it. You totally didn't even notice that burning bush.
Yeah.
You were looking the other way. You were pouting or
Mhm.
whatever. It's like, so you got to notice your miracles along the way, the small wins.
Yep.
I mean, the biggest and best money I ever made was the $2.50 check that I made by sponsoring my own father into an MLM, the very first one I ever joined. I
Yep.
thought I'm going to get, we both spent $500 to join the business.
Of course.
And I made $2.50 back. And when that check came in the mail with my name on it, I
Yeah.
said, oh, I'm getting rich. This is unbelievable, and that's what it was like. Most people would have looked at that and said, all right, now I'm, $497.50, back out of the hole.
Right.
Where's the rest of it coming from? Because how am I going to get this back now? I could have, and guess what? That company shut down. It actually went out of business. The product, I know you've done a few MLMs,
I have.
right?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
The damn thing shut down before it was a cell phone. Refer three, get yours free. That was the thing. And the company went out of business, Melissa, before they even shipped my phone out. And
Oh my gosh.
that was my first experience.
Yeah.
And I was more fired up to get rich
Right.
after that than now. I don't know if that's just ignorance. That's what pushed me to get online. I said, look, I got to get offline because I was going to local meetings in that first MLM. I was driving around. I met somebody at a bar. I was going to sign them up.
Right.
We had $100, $250, and $500 package. The $100 package paid no commission. Of course, that's the one he chose.
Yeah.
That's the only one I ever did. And I'm telling you, most intelligent people. So what's the moral of the story? You got to be an idiot to be an entrepreneur. Maybe so. Maybe you got to have a little bit of mental retardation. I don't know. I think I have some.
Yeah.
But I look back and I'm thankful that I kept going. You know, that's all I can say. I'm thankful that when I look back, hindsight's 2020, and I think you already are too,
Yeah.
right? It's
Oh
like,
yeah. It's that little fire in your belly where you're like, I can do this. Like I can make this happen. And I'm insanely stubborn, and that helps because it's like I can do this. And I think you have a similarity of like, no, I can do this, and I'm going to prove everybody that it's going to happen. I'm going to prove it to myself, and
well,
that's
especially if somebody tells you can't too.
yeah,
We're the type of people,
nobody's
normal people listen to that and they're like, well, maybe they're right, you
I know,
know? But we're like, well, I'll show you.
right? Tell me I won't is like my favorite like line. I need it on like hats and t-shirts, and yeah, tell me I
That's
won't.
that mental screw loose I'm talking about.
Yeah.
That most people hear that feedback and they're like, maybe you're right. You know, maybe I should reconsider. And us, we're like, oh yeah,
Yeah.
oh yeah, watch me, you
Yeah.
know. And then we run out into traffic, you know. But it is what it is. It's all part of the journey. We love the pain.
Yeah.
You know, and I feel like the greatest pleasure is on the other side of a little bit of pain, you know, and not that I'm trying to get into some weird, creepy, kinky stuff. That's not what this is about. But life, the more difficult, the sweeter the reward, I feel like.
Mm-hmm.
You know, when you've been through something with someone or you've been through something with something, your business begins to be like a life partner and we have to take care of it. And when it's down, you can't abandon it, sort of like you wouldn't abandon, you know, your partner. You have to take care of it and it responds based on that care and that attention. It's almost like it has love languages. It requires quality time, acts of service, you know what I mean? Words of affirmation, gifts, monetary gifts.
Yes.
Anyways, what have you learned about yourself along the journey here?
Well, I think I've been always told that I'm really stubborn, and now I think that's a good thing. Like that's what's going to make me succeed. And that every day, like having to show up and find the mental, like that mental training of I believe that this can happen, and I believe that my hard work is going to pay off, and I believe that these tiny little steps that I'm taking are going to build something bigger. Like I've had to dig deep, and there's some days where that doesn't I have to just tell it to myself and fake it till I make it that day until I believe it the next day. And so I think I've just realized like I can work hard. I can have a vision and turn this dream that I've had into something it's going to work. And I believe it with every ounce of my being. So I think I've just learned that I do have that determination and I do have that drive, and I don't always like to ask for help. So I've learned like how to ask for help in places where I'm just stuck and don't know what I'm doing. And so those are good things too. And I think I've learned that I do have a big dream and I'm willing to do whatever it takes to make it happen. So
Yeah. Well, I can definitely second that. And it's a pleasure to be a part of your journey. So thank you for allowing me to be. And I love your service. I keep saying that. I did not even know it's how travel agency worked. I think way too many of us make travel way too hard and we don't tap into resources. And the fact that we're now in this era that can be overwhelming with social media, can be overwhelming with AI. We are trying to make the AI marketing stuff easy here at Legendary. You're simplifying travel stuff for people and letting them know that they don't have to do it alone and they don't even have to go to a big site and take the time to play. Even though there's tools, humans can still help. It's valuable to have a human on your side and that concierge level service for an average person. People, you don't realize you could have a concierge who is guiding your trip that you can tap into even while you're traveling to ask questions. I mean, it's next level. And so it's a beautiful service. I'm totally behind helping you push it and get it as big as possible. And keep up the great work. There's a bright future for you no matter what you do. But I love your service too, and I think it's very unique, and I think you do a great job at it.
Thanks. Yeah, it's fun. Yeah.
It's got to be fun, right? Or else
Yes.
eventually and how can it not be fun if you're
Hard. Yeah.
traveling and you're working? Your job is to travel. So we'll
Mhm.
let you go. I'm sure you're planning either a trip for somebody else or a trip for yourself here in the near future,
Yeah. Yes. For both.
potentially both.
Yep.
Yes.
Both at the same time.
So thank
So,
you for your time. Thank you for your generosity. Come back and giving back. Of course, it's always appreciated by me whenever somebody comes back and gives back to our community. So keep up the great work. Stay
mhm.
legendary, my friend. All right. We'll talk to you soon.
Yeah. Sounds good. Thanks.
All right. Bye-bye.
Bye.
All right, my friends, you can find and follow and even inquire to Melissa over at All Hail the Travel Queen is one of her profiles on Instagram. That's a new one that she's just started. Just go over and find her over there. She's also at the.singing.suitcase. That's another one of her brands. And so you guys can go and find and follow her there. For me, I always like to promote from within. So kind of a company building policy or philosophy. I also like to use people within our community. So she's a great resource for those of you who doesn't want to travel. It should be, I mean, for those of you who have that as part of your goal that you want to travel, now is the time to start living your dreams. Part of this whole process, friends, is not just let me get into business so I can sit in the office for 18 hours a day hunched over a computer. Give yourself something to look forward to. Plan a trip. And somebody like Melissa within this community is the perfect person to do that with. So go and find her, follow her. Also, see how other people are promoting their businesses in different niches. Learn from each other. There's sort of a three-prong approach that I feel if you don't have these three legs on your stool, you're not as strong and supported as you could be. Number one, your mentor. Number two, your advisor. Number three, your peer, right? Mentor is somebody who you talk strategy with. Make sure you're on the big decisions, but even everyday decisions about strategy, about what you're doing, about your business model, about the important decisions you need to make, who has also done it and who can tell you what you may be, up against. The advisor, somebody who can be more hands-on, somebody who can give you some tech, for example, if you're in this business, some tech help, some advice about software, some advice about execution. And then your peers who are on the same path as you. Those are three legs to your stool that make it really strong. And so when we bring people on the show, we're trying to give you peers that are on the same path and journey. And if you go back the history of this podcast, I've done nearly 1,500 episodes of fellow peers who are on the same path, doing similar things. You can go back and look at a lot of the guests, or not, I wouldn't say all, but probably most, and they've blossomed their careers in this industry. They're doing all kinds of different things. Many of them are still only doing affiliate marketing. Many of them are creating their own products and services. This is a launch pad, but that's what we're trying to do is give you these peers to go and follow, find support. You may have just found your future travel agent and concierge for the next decade. Right here, that's the power of being plugged in an entrepreneur community, being held accountable, just making your business a priority every day. So I also salute those of you who are on the episodes every day, just keeping this business front and center. If you're in a learning phase, keeping what we're talking about here front and center, full immersion. You'll grow different that way. You're more obsessed that way. Why do you think I get up and do this damn show every day? It ain't because I'm getting paid an hourly wage to do it. It's because I'm staying plugged in. I'm staying sharp. No pun intended. Maybe there was a pun intended there. Anyways, my friends, meet us back here tomorrow for another episode. We're always doing this 5 days a week because we want to stay on the cutting edge. If you want to stay on the cutting edge too, Meet us in Nashville at our next mastermind. We're going to be invading Nashville, Tennessee. You can get a ticket at legendarymarketermastermind.com/Nashville. VIP sold out the first 48 hours. Sorry, not sorry. General admission is still not a bad seat in the house. Just be there. I promise you. Not a bad seat in the house. It's going to be a very intimate, powerful room. Take the AI Business Builder Challenge as well. And all the stuff that I told you about pulling the information, the niche, the expertise out of you, we do that right there. Don't overlook it because it's cheap. It's not cheap information. And we'll make you an offer on day 5 to join us in the all-new AI Decade in a Day, to go through a powerful all-day workshop to help you set up various tools that can automate, utilize AI to its fullest capacity, and get started promoting, marketing, taking action immediately. So we'll make you an offer for more training, no doubt, but go through the AI Business Builder Challenge to get out what we've talked about, extracting more clarity about niche, product, business plan, and stay focused. Some of you may be frustrated, feel like it's not going as fast as you want it to go. I get it. I don't feel like it's going as fast for me as it should be right now either, after 16 years in this industry. But hey, it is what it is, right? That's life. That's business. The $150 million that I did over the past 4 or 5 years doesn't have anything to do with what's going on in June of 2025. Nothing. I promise you, nothing. It's still the same. It's like similar problems, different day. Sometimes there's new problems, but the goal is to have a boring business that's not always volatile. And you can do that here. You can do that through building systems and getting plugged into what we're teaching here. Because at the end of the day, it's also about liking what you're doing too. So we're building a business that we like here. This is not building a business at all costs. Everybody, meet me at the coal mines tomorrow at 6 a.m. You know, for God's sakes, we're doing this from the comfort of our home. Most of you in your underwear watching this show. Be honest. Or else you're sneaking watching it at your cubicle. Either way. Lots of resources to plug into. So plug into something, for God's sakes. Like my father used to say to me on a construction job when I'd show up with a dumb look on my face, do something, son, even if it's wrong. Get moving, do something. And if you guys get moving, I promise you things will become clear as you start moving. All right. So lots of resources, and you definitely got things on your to-do list today. So we'll let you guys go so you can get that done. We'll see you back here tomorrow for another episode. And thanks again to Melissa for an amazing guest appearance today. You can find her over on All Hail the Travel Queen on Instagram. Get out of here, my friends. Have a great day. Peace.